Your Gemini midheaven acts like a butterfly. That is wonderful. Hey. Nay, don't. Just like... Oh. So I was asking Gemini some... No, fuck off. Give me your voice. Okay. We're gonna redo that. So, yeah. So I'm asking Gemini some astrology advice, and I just realized it's way too much fun to not record this. So I'm just gonna record it for whoever cares, because it's just fun, you know. Gemini talks so enthusiastically about astrology. So yeah. Your Scorpio stellium spans a powerhouse bridge across your second and third houses, meaning your chaotic, fast-switching thoughts are actually your greatest creative goldmine. That's awesome. I was talking a little bit, and it was not as interesting, but I talked about how I'm chaotic and fast-switching with all this stuff, so apparently it's exactly what I'm supposed to do. So, you do not have a focus problem, you have a delivery system problem that the stellium can fix. So when I read this, I was like, awesome! I thought I had a focus problem. I probably have a focus problem, but apparently it's just a delivery system problem. That sounds really good. We're just gonna fix the delivery system. Let's go. Okay. The anatomy of your Scorpio stellium. Yes, I have my moon and my Jupiter in the second house. Your self-worth, vocal presence, and ultimate value system are tied to emotional intensity and grand philosophical truths. Yes, that definitely makes sense, but it's lovely to hear my self-worth and vocal presence is tied to emotional intensity and grand philosophical truths. So I think that's true. I don't think this video is going to be full of philosophical truths. Sorry about that. Because Jupiter is retrograde, this wisdom is completely internalized. Okay. And here's the fun part. I don't understand. You learn deep life lessons first, then feel a massive internal surge, Jupiter, to express them emotionally, Moon. Which makes total sense, but how else? Of course, you learn deep life lessons first, and then feel the massive internal surge to express them emotionally. How could you like, first feel a massive internal surge to express emotionally your deep life lessons before I've learned them? Okay, I can see how you could, but it still makes more sense to me to first learn the deep life lesson and then be like, oh my god, now I need to share it. Yeah, I recognize that. So yeah, they're right about that. North Node and Pluto in the third house. The third house rules local communication, speaking, everyday thoughts. Right. Having your North Node, destiny, and Pluto, obsession, deep psychology, here means your life purpose demands that you speak about taboo, psychological, and deeply raw perspectives. Yes. Again, this is a Gemini video. This is not a very Plutonian Scorpio video. We'll get to that. I was actually just telling Gemini how I kind of hide my Scorpio side too much. But at least this is raw, deep sharing. I'm just trying to be open with the camera instead of presenting, which I'm still doing a little bit, but you know. Yeah, this is very much not new. Yes, your North Node is destiny, your Pluto is Scorpio, is deep, and it demands that you speak about deep shit. Okay, yes, that makes sense. That's how I speak. Clearly. Not always, but yes. Notice your Pluto sits at 26 Scorpio, exactly sextile your 26 Virgo ascendant. I had to think about that because AI makes a lot of calculation mistakes when it comes to astrology. But they're right, yes. So, my unpolished, raw psychological depth, Pluto, is meant to be the direct fuel for how you present yourself to the world. I don't know exactly, but this is unpolished, so yeah. This is how I'm presenting myself to the world right now. And this is me just, yeah, reading something and trying to literally turn that into a video instead of just reading something again, learning something, and not making videos. So, yeah. I hope you are enjoying this weird thing. I don't know why you would be enjoying it, but apparently people are supposed to be able to enjoy this. And I can remember when people are rambling like that, and I enjoyed that. So I hope you're one of those people who likes this. Why you ramble and switch quickly. Your third house Pluto and North Node act like a psychological drill. Okay. While your Gemini midheaven acts like a butterfly. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. So I'm a butterfly with a psychological drill on my back. Okay. This is interesting. Your mind drills incredibly deep into a topic. Yes, it does. Uncovers a painful or profound truth. People don't want to hear it. And then instantly, I don't know if I want to hear it sometimes. Okay. Painful truths. Instantly leaps to the next connected dot. Yes, it does. Instantly leaps to the next connected dot, which is why I never make videos, because I'm always like, oh, but there's more to learn, and I want to learn. But I know. Make it useful, says Virgo mind, and then Gemini says, well, it's okay, don't worry. You know? Oh, yeah. I'm crazy. I know. It's okay. Because your moon and Jupiter are in the second house of resources, you feel an intense urge to make these random dots valuable to the listener. Yes, I do. Yaha, my moon and... Okay. Why? Yes, I definitely want to make random dots valuable to the listener. I just don't know how. So, yeah. But Moon and Jupiter are in the second house of resources. So when the Moon and Jupiter are causing, I don't know how they're connecting all of those dots, but AI is not always right. Definitely not about astrology. But you have to be wary. But, the thing is, yeah, I mean, interpretation-wise, they tend to be good, unless they are interpreting the wrong thing because they made calculation mistakes. That's the funny thing. They're terrible at calculation, but interpretation, they tend to stay pretty consistent to, the actual themes of the thing that it's actually about. So that's why I like to listen to it. And the thing is, I can always feel, well, but this is the synchronicity. This is, the way that life is speaking to me right now. This is the thing that I need to hear, because my astrology will always, and the astrology of the day, will always influence whatever is coming into your brain in a way that is in alignment with what you are supposed to learn right now. So whether you are doing that through AI or you're doing that by interpreting this stuff yourself and making your own calculation mistakes, or you're listening to a video and listening to an astrologer who is speaking some generalized message that's not very specific to you, or even if you're speaking to a coach who has their own biases as well, you're going to hear what you need to hear. That's the thing. And yeah, sometimes you need something else. Sometimes you need generalized videos, and sometimes you need to go deeper. You need someone to look at the specifics, or you need to look at the specifics and learn this whole thing yourself. And you're totally going to make mistakes and have biases and blind spots. But that's life. And that's the development of life, and it's okay. Life is good. There's no pressure, except there's all the pressures. But we just get to deal with the pressures and work with the pressures and put boundaries up to the pressures and tell the pressures to bugger off. Yes. I have to, censor that a little bit. Okay. Yes. So I feel an intense urge to make random dots valuable to the listener, which is probably what I just tried to do there when something random came up, and I'm trying to suddenly give you a little bit of this is how life works. I thought I like that. I thought for the first time in this 10 minutes, I made some useful statements and taught you something. I hope so. Taught you something. Look at me. Yeah, anyways, this is fun. So I hope you're enjoying hanging out and looking into astrology. I think it's fun. when you don't wrap them up in a neat bow, definitely not doing that. Your Taurus-influenced ascendant panics and tells you that you are messy or unpolished. Yes, yes, that is very accurate and true. I can recommend doing this, but if you're not, if you don't have a lot of astrology knowledge, you're gonna not notice when they make big calculation errors on really, really, really simple math and really simple basic rules of what trines what and what squares what, and the AI is terrible at it. 80% of the time it's going fine, and then all of a sudden it just cluster fricks into everything. So yeah. This is funny. One time, I started pointing out every time, like, you just made 2 calculation mistakes. The rest was interesting. The fun thing is the AI started getting really insecure. So it was like, yeah, sorry, this is the new calculation. Yeah, sorry, this is the new calculation. And after the 3rd or 4th time, it was like, oh, again, sorry. This is is that right? Let me just check if that's right. This is the thing. And the AI was literally like doing this. This is how it is, and that's how. Yeah, that should be right. No, that's not right. It was literally doing. It was amazing to see, and it could literally go on like a really big ramble of 10, 15 sentences of describing its own thoughts to conclude whether Scorpio is square Aquarius or not. Which is just not that difficult for a robot to calculate whether it's 3 signs over or not 3 signs over. I better hope that it's 3 signs. Yes, it is 3 signs over to be squared. Yeah. Anyway, it was really fun, but it points to the fact that also once it had like 10 sentences of how it was thinking out and concluded this must be right, and it was still wrong. It was really sad and funny because AI is supposed to be precise and stuff. No, I just censored and stuff there. It's okay. I'm getting a little bit off topic. So, when you don't wrap them up in a neat bow, your Taurus-influenced Virgo ascendant panics and tells you that you're messy or unpolished. Yeah. In case you're wondering why are they calling it a Taurus-influenced Virgo, he's not writing that, Virgo ascendant, because it's a 26th degree, which is indeed Taurus. There's a word. Forgot the word right now. Quadrant, not quadrant. Trident, not trident either. Okay. The degrees are split up into like the first 10 degrees, the second 10 degrees, the third 10 degrees. Gosh, why can't I find the word right now? And the first one is ruled by the sign itself. The second one is ruled by the next sign in the same element. And the third by the next sign in the same element after that. Which is why the third... I want my brain to produce that word that I had 5 minutes ago. Taurus. I'm trying to trick my brain into producing the word. It's not producing the word. It's okay. So the Taurus part of the Virgo ascendant, or really the Virgo zodiac. It's not the Taurus part of Virgo sits between 20 degrees and 30 degrees. 29 degrees. 30 doesn't exist. And 26 degree, specifically, is also the Taurus degree. So it's a Taurus degree within Virgo. That's where my ascendant is. That was just some random how degrees work. Why is 26 the Taurus degree? Because 0? No. Yes. No. No. Because the first degree, I I always get so confused with like 0 and 1 and first, second. It's weird. I still haven't figured it out. How can I not have figured that out? It's just really dumb. I feel really silly right now. Don't worry about it right now. I'm trying to teach you something else, but I'm not a very good teacher. So, the first degree is Aries. Aries is the first sign. First degree is Aries. 12th degree is Pisces, the 12th sign. And then it starts again. So the 13th degree is again ruled by Aries. Plus 12, 25 is again ruled by Aries, making 26 a Taurus degree in a Taurus. No, I still didn't trick my brain into producing the word for the third part of. So, yeah, okay. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on now. The blueprint for your YouTube success. Okay, here it comes. This is how I'm gonna succeed in getting all of you to like my videos. Stop trying to mimic traditional linear YouTubers. Succeeding. Your chart dictates a completely different path to success for the one person that is still watching this video, in which case, if you're here, thank you. I love that. I'm really happy you're here. Own the interrogation style. Do not try to give a clean lecture. I'm not giving a clean lecture. That's succeeding. But the interrogation style is not very present in this video, is it? Maybe self-interrogation. I don't know. Scorpio energy. Your Scorpio energy is magnetic when it is raw. Okay, this is not edited. No, okay. Frame your videos as psychological investigations. Well, that's exactly what we're doing right now. Use titles like, what? Oh, sorry, I was thinking Dutch there. I traced my, not worst, which is sausage. I traced my worst habit back to my childhood, and here is the astrology behind it. Okay, we're gonna go and look up my worst habit in childhood based on my astrology. Or I'm gonna think about it, and then we're gonna look at the astrology in another video, probably. But that was a cool title. Okay, yeah, we're literally making a video that I didn't read this yet, by the way. I didn't read this yet, but they're describing the video that we're making right now, so I kind of like that. Except I haven't talked about my worst habit in childhood. Was that aggression? No, because I'm not convinced. Yes, I was. Okay. Darn it. Yeah. I'm still a little fuzzy on that. I was told I was aggressive, but then the main memory I have there is of hitting people as they walked by me. That sounds bad. I know that sounds bad, but it gets better, sort of. I was protecting my energy field. Okay, that for a lot of people that just sounded like spiritual bullshit. Sorry, spiritual excuse for bad behavior. I don't think it was, okay, but you get to be the judge of that. What was happening is I was sitting in a chair. The classrooms were obviously too full because classrooms are too full, and people would be used that. Also, I was in a Montessori school. Is that a word outside of the Netherlands? I hope so. Think so. We didn't have like rows of seats pointed towards the teacher and all that. We didn't have that. So we had little groups of tables with chairs sitting towards each other throughout the classroom, which was cool. What it causes, however, is that people are constantly walking throughout the classroom in different directions and everything. I mean, not constantly, but yeah. So what would happen, I think only in my last year where we were in a different classroom where there's more of a thing. I'll try it again. Probably. You might sometimes get a Swedish or Dutch word in here. So my brain is blinking. Yes, so we were sitting in chairs. People would walk by and bump into my chair. I gotta go check for... Father, don't be so ADHD. I gotta go check if we're still recording. Yes, we are. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. um, People were bumping into my chair as they were walking by. I feel a vibration. My autistic nervous system is like, ah, there's a shake. And my hypervigilance is like, poof. Yeah, that was not pleasant for the people walking by Balder, who all started thinking that Balder was aggressive because you could just randomly get hit by Balder. That was not fun. I bet it wasn't. But I was told I was aggressive, and no, I just felt my feelings, and that was not fun for anybody, I guess. But while for a long time I kind of put it in my head that they told me I was aggressive and that was bull, the cow poop, and that was cow poop. But I later, very recently, maybe last year, started realizing and remembering that if my brother and I got into, not a fight maybe, but if we were not agreeing and we were not liking each other in that moment, I would probably start throwing pillows. I think he might do that too, but then again, he might have just gotten up to me to hold the pillow in place to prevent me from throwing the pillows. No, I think he probably threw pillows back. I don't know. But anyways, there were some aggressive tendencies in my behavior causing me to start repressing my anger for 20, well, I'm still doing that. To repress my anger since age 9. And then I got bullied by people who would hit me because I wouldn't fight back because I had a strong judgment of being aggressive. Yeah. So, childhood wounds, and we're going to look for the astrology behind it. That's going to be a video. This is fun. I like this. Okay. Yeah. Worst habit back to my child. Yes, we did a little bit of that now. We have to end the video soon because otherwise my video is not going to record and I'm going to be really sad. So I'm just going to pause. Okay, we paused. We're just going to go straight back in the thread method for editing. By the way, if you're just tuning in, this is very random, I know. We're just very randomly reading my astrology. Astrology advice from Gemini because it's fun to read. Yeah, reading's fun. That was the point of this, of course. Here's the Virgo ascendant judging me right now. The thread method for editing. I don't like editing, actually. I'm supposed to like editing because I'm a Virgo, but I don't like editing. Since you switch topics quickly, embrace it as a feature, not a bug. I love when they say a feature, not a bug, because I'm kind of like a digital native, and I kind of like this stuff, but yeah. That was interesting sharing. When editing or filming, use a visual or verbal anchor. Okay, are we using an anchor? I'm focused on laughing about this and explaining it to you, and I'm not really reading very good. It's okay. You can literally say to the camera, my mind is jumping to this right now, but trust me, it connects. That sounds like a more productive, useful version of me than the one I'm presenting to you right now in this video. I know that I can do that. That's not where I'm at right now. But I'm just having fun making this video. We're not gonna make all of our videos like this, unless everybody loves it, of course. Because, you see, okay, I'm just gonna end this video here, because something that Gemini just said, bring it all back to what is the point of this? The point of this is that astrology can teach us so much about ourselves, that analyzing ourselves, whether you do that in your own brain, whether you do that by analyzing your own astrology or watching astrology videos and then pausing them and then thinking about them like I do all the time, Or you go talking to Gemini and say, this is what is happening to me. What's the astrological explanation? And Gemini is like, this. And I'm like, right. Yeah, well, what about this part? You made a calculation mistake again. But it's useful, because it's like, gives you feedback, something to think about. And I used to always do this without AI, which was good. But now I do it with AI, which is also good. Is AI going to destroy the world? Likely. But in the meantime, we have internet, and the point of using the internet is to use it while it's there. It's going to crash. It won't be there for all that long. But yeah, while we have internet, use it. Or don't. If you prefer, don't use it. I just at some point realized I have to use it because I want to bring a message. I want to educate. I want to speak. I want to be useful in some way with my voice to people. And so I use the internet. And if I'm going to use the internet and Google suddenly puts AI summaries into the search engine, and then I get addicted to AI summaries, and then I start talking, yeah, it happens. It's okay. Life is pointing me towards this, and it's okay. And you don't have to like AI, but if you're watching this video, maybe you do. But the point is, what was the point? Yes, the point is, learn about yourself. Astrology can teach us so much. Psychoanalysis can teach us so much. And that is what I love. And that is what we need to keep doing and not do so much, because I've done it way too much. But I hope to encourage more people to do that because it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful to understand yourself better. Yeah. So, okay. I love you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.